French President Emmanuel Macron says international community must draw clear red lines with Russia.
Here's a summary of the article.
The international community must draw clear red lines with Russia, French President Emmanuel Macron said, including implementing sanctions after any unacceptable behavior by Russian President Vladimir Putin. In an interview with Face the Nation, moderator Margaret Brennan, Macron said he fully shares Mr. Biden's desire to open dialogue with Russia. Over 30,000 Russian soldiers are amassed on the border of Ukraine, raising concerns that Russia may invade. Macron is aligned with President Biden's view that this is an unacceptable level of tension. I think we have to define clear red lines with Russia, in order to be credible, Macron said. I think what happened a few years ago when Ukraine was invaded, it's not a failure of diplomacy, it's a failure of our collective credibility vis-a-vis Russia, Macron said in reference to the international community's failure to enforce the Obama-Biden administration's red line on the use of chemical weapons by Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad in 2013. The annexation was widely condemned by the international community, and the U.S. sanctioned Russia in response.
This post received a score of 11,000, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Do it then.
You can't even get the world to do anything about a two-bit murderous regime in Southeast Asia. What are they going to do about Russia?
It's only a red line if you're willing to enforce it. I doubt Macron is willing to go to war with Russia over Ukraine.
Red lines is an interesting take. Was clear boundaries not going to set the bar? Genuinely curious about the semantics here.
Red lines is a war term. I think it makes the semantics of the statement very clear.
Merely a war of words, unfortunately.
War usually happens because one side miscalculates the response to an aggressive action. I know there are a lot of doubters, maybe too many, but I honestly think a lot of countries, including the US and likely NATO as a whole, would definitely respond to Ukraine being invaded.
So, like, Ukraine was invaded. Why should we expect a different response the next time?
Just don't draw red curtains, S.
If there's a draft, I'm going to Jamaica LMAO.
Once upon a time you could just say, I'm gay, and didn't have to leave the country. Good times.
Nice to see NATO all on the same page again.
A collective enemy is all you need. The problem previously was NATO's largest enemy for 4 years was the President of the USA.
I can't wait for this statement to change absolutely nothing. Sadly, a true red line with Russia is a near impossibility without global cooperation. At the same time, Russia exercises a natural gas, hydrocarbon chokehold on Europe, and China is becoming an incontestable global manufacturing base, not to mention, an emergent power in R&D sphere with respect to AI and automation. The only leverage left at the moment is a sort of South Africa-level global disengagement, boycott, sanction and disinvestment against Russia, and other enemies of global peace. While they still might under the proposed global boycott, it is the only peaceful option in our quiver.
No one wants to go to nuclear war because there are literally no winners. Everyone gets fucked. Even if the situation go extremely tense and that level of threat was so high, caused by either a major incident, the US has other tactics it would use rather than start sending nukes. And Russia wouldn't even dream of trying it because even with nuclear capability the moment they pull that trigger their entire country would be dust before sunrise. Not going to happen.
Sort by controversial for dat Russian troll farm life. They're working overtime today.
Not to be that guy, but winter is like next year.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.